According to legend, Clement Clarke Moore wrote his immortal poem, A Visit from St. Nicholas, also known as The Night Before Christmas, for his family on Christmas Eve 1822. He never intended that it be published, but a family friend, Miss Harriet Butler, learned of the poem sometime later from Moore's children. She copied it into her album and submitted it to the editor of the Troy, New York Sentinel, where she made it its first appearance in print on December 23, 1823. Soon the poem began to be reprinted in other newspapers, almanacs, and magazines, with the first appearance in a book in the New York Book of Poetry, edited by Charles Fenno Hoffman in 1837. It was not until 1844 that Moore himself acknowledged authorship in a volume of his poetry entitled Poems, published at the request of his children. 180 years later, it is the most published, most read, and most memorized, and most collected book in all of Christmas literature.
'Twas the night before Christmas, when all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse.
The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there.
The children were nestled all snug in their beds, with visions of sugar plums danced in their heads.
And Mama in her kerchief, and I in my cap, had just settled our brains for a long winter's nap.
When out on the lawn there arose such a clatter, I sprang from my bed to see what was the matter.
Away to the window I flew like a flash, tore open the shutters, and threw up the sash.
The moon on the breast of the new fallen snow gave the luster of midday to objects below.
When what to my wondering eyes should appear but a miniature sleigh and 8 tiny reindeer.
With a little old driver, so lively and quick, I knew in a moment it must be Saint Nick.
More rapid than eagles, his coursers they came, and he whistled and shouted and called them by name.
Now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer and Vixen, Comet, on Cupid, on Donner and Blitzen.
To the top of the porch, the top of the wall, now dash away, dash away, dash away all.
As dry leaves before the wild hurricane fly, when they meet with an obstacle, mount to the sky.
So up to the housetop, the coursers they flew, with a sleigh full of toys, and St. Nicholas too.
And then in a twinkling, I heard on the roof the prancing and pawing of each little hoof.
As I drew in my head and was turning around, down the chimney St. Nicholas came with a bound.
And he was dressed all in fur from his head to his foot, and his clothes were all tarnished with acid and soot. A bundle of toys he had flung on his back, and he looked like a peddler just opening his pack. His eyes how they twinkled, his dimples how merry. His cheeks were like roses, his nose like a cherry.
His droll little mouth was drawn up like a bow, and the beard of his chin was as white as the snow.
The stump of a pipe he held tight in his teeth, and the smoke it encircled his head like a wreath.
He had a broad face and a little round belly that shook when he laughed like a bowl full of jelly.
He was chubby and plump, a right jolly old elf.
And I laughed when I saw him, in spite of myself.
A wink of his eye and a twist of his head
soon gave me to know I had nothing to dread.
He spoke not a word, but went straight to his work,
and filled all the stockings and turned with a jerk,
and laying his finger aside of his nose,
and giving a nod after turning around,
he sprang to his sleigh to sing and whistle,
and away they all flew like the down of a thistle.
But I heard him exclaim, ere he drove out of sight, "Happy Christmas to all, and to all a good night."
It's the finest on Christmas morn.
shepherd and follow. If you take good heed to the angel's words, rise up, shepherd, and follow. You'll forget your flocks, you'll forget your herd. Rise up, shepherd, and follow.
K is for Kwanzaa, a Kwanzaa alphabet book. Written by Jawanda G. Ford.
Africa is the second largest continent. African American ancestors are from Africa. Kwanzaa is a holiday that celebrates the rich heritage of Africa.
B is for Bandera.
The Bendera is the African American flag that is displayed during Kwanzaa. It has 3 colors. Black represents African American people, red symbolizes the struggles, and green stands for happy future.
C is for candle.
Kwanzaa candles are called Shuma Saba.
They are the same colors as the Bendera.
D is for dashiki.
A loose-fitting shirt worn by people throughout Africa. Many African Americans wear them during Kwanzaa with pride.
E is for empire.
A mango that is grown in Africa, Mb, is used in some Kwanzaa dishes.
F is for feast.
Friends get together for a feast called the Koranu.
G is for gala.
A gala is a long, narrow strip of cloth that African women and girls wear wrapped around their heads.
H is for harvest.
Kwanzaa comes from the African harvest celebration.
I is for indigo.
A blue powder made from the indigo plant in Africa used to dye clothing.
J is for jewelry.
The beautiful jewelry that is an important part of dressing in many African cultures.
K is for Kwanzaa.
The Kanarba, a wooden candle holder that holds the 7 candles.
A single candle is lit on each night of Kwanzaa.
L is for Lapa.
It is a broad piece of cloth worn wrapped around the body like a skirt worn at Kwanzaa time.
M is for Maketha. Maketha is a special mat set on the Kwanzaa table.
N is for neighborhood. Kwanzaa teaches us to respect our neighborhood.
O is for Owara.
An African game played with marbles and small stones.
P is for plants.
During Kwanzaa, some people plant new gardens.
Q is for quilt.
Kwanzaa quilts are created with African fabric.
R is for raffia.
Raffia is a fiber that comes from palm trees. Raffia is used to make masks or baskets.
S is for shakiri.
A rhythm instrument made from dried gourd and beads.
T is for tales.
Telling stories is popular during Kwanzaa.
U is for Ujama.
One of 7 principles of Kwanzaa. It means cooperative economics.
V is for vibunzi.
Vibunzi is dried ears of corn, an important Kwanzaa symbol. Corn represents children who are the future family.
W is for water.
Water is a symbol of purity in many countries. A drink of water toasts African ancestors.
X is for xylophone.
Xylophones are used for song and dance during Kwanzaa time.
Y is for yams. Yams and other vegetables are eaten at the Karamu feast. Z is for Zawadi. Zawadi means gifts. Gifts at Kwanzaa time are cultural, educational, or based on family values.
On the first day of Christmas, my true love gave to me a original pear tree. On the second day of Christmas, my true love gave to me
2 turtle doves and a partridge and a pear tree.
On the third day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. On the fourth day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 4 calling birds. Hey, bird! Hey, bird! On the fifth day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 5 golden rings. On the sixth day of Christmas, my true love gave to me
6 geese are laying. On the 7th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 6 hundred swimming. On the 8th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 8 plates of milking. On the 9th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 9 ladies dancing.
On the 10th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 10 lords of sleeping. On the 11th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 11 pipers piping. On the 12th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 12 drummers drumming. Pipers piping, 10 lords are leaping, 9 ladies dancing,
8 maids are milking, 7 swans are swimming, 6 geese are laying.
5 golden rings, 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree.
Please listen as some of our students reflect on the holidays.
Holidays are about learning the different cultures of Christmas holidays.
The holidays are important to me because you get to spend time with your family.
Bah humbug, Christmas time.
I like to spend time with my nieces.
The holidays are even better because we get to celebrate Christmas.
I like opening presents at Christmas time.
Christmas is awesome.
Give Love on Christmas Day is one of the lyrics to Jackson 5 or the Temptations song.
Christmas is fun.
Christmas is not all about presents. Christmas is not about the gifts and shopping. It's not about the twinkling lights. It's the hearts that you touch around the globe. Merry Christmas and happy holidays.
Merry Christmas.
Happy holidays.
Happy New Year to everyone.
Oh Hanukkah, light the menorah. Let's have a party, all against the horror. Gather round the table, give you a treat, a cradle to and blocks our teeth. And while we are playing, the candles are burning low. One for each night they shed its light to remind us of days long ago.
Oh Hanukkah, come light the menorah.
Let's have a party.
All against the horn.
Gather around the table. We'll give you a treat.
A dreidel to play with and latkes to eat.
And while we are playing, the candles are burning low. One for each night they shed a sweet light to remind us of days long ago. Let's have a party, we'll all dance the horror. Gather around the table, we'll give you a treat, a dreidel to play with and latkes to eat. Happy Hanukkah!
Every Who down in Whoville liked Christmas a lot, but the Grinch, who lived just north of Whoville, did not.
No one quite knows the reason, but I think that the most likely reason of all may have been that his heart was 2 sizes too small.
Staring down from his cave with a sour, grinchy frown at the warm lighted windows below in their town. For he knew every Who down in Whoville beneath was busy now hanging a mistletoe wreath.
Tomorrow is Christmas. It's practically here. I must find a way to stop Christmas from coming.
Then he got an idea.
An awful idea.
The Grinch got a wonderful, awful idea.
And he made a quick Santa Claus hat and a coat. He called his dog Max, then he took some red thread and he tied a big horn on the top of his head. Then he loaded some bags and some old empty sacks on a ramshackle sleigh and hitched up old Max.
Go, Max, go!
And the sleigh started down towards the homes where the Who's lay asnooze in their town. All their windows were dark and quiet. Snow filled the air. All the Who's were dreaming sweet dreams without care. He climbed to the roof, empty bags in his fist. Then he slid down the chimney, a rather tight pinch. Then he snuck his head out of the fireplace flue.
These stockings are the first things to go.
Then he slithered and slunk with a smile most unpleasant around the whole room, and he took every present. Then he slunk to the icebox. He took the Who's feast. He took the Who pudding. He took the roast beef.
And now I will take the tree.
And the Grinch grabbed the tree and he started to shove when he heard a small sound like the coo of a dove.
Santa Claus, why are you taking my Christmas tree? Why? Why?
But you know that the old Grinch was so smart and so slick. He thought of a lie and he thought of it quick. He explained how a light has went out on the tree needed to be fixed at his shop.
I will fix it up there and bring it back here.
And he got her a drink and he sent her to bed. And when Cindy Lou Who went to bed with her cup, he went to the chimney and stuffed the tree up.
Then the last thing he took was the log for their fire. On their walls he left nothing but hooks and some wire.
The Grinch thought that the Who's would be finding out now that no Christmas is coming.
Their mouths will hang open a minute or two, then the Who's down in Whoville will all cry, boo-hoo.
The Grinch popped his eyes, then he shook. What he saw was a shocking surprise. Every Who down in Whoville, the tall and the small, was singing, without any presents at all.
He hadn't stopped Christmas from coming. It came without ribbons. It came without tags. It came without packages, boxes, or bags.
And the Grinch thought of something he hadn't before.
Maybe Christmas doesn't come from a store. Maybe Christmas, perhaps, means a little bit more.
And what happened then? Well, in Whoville, they say, the Grinch's small heart grew 3 sizes that day.
And the minute his heart didn't feel quite so tight, he whizzed with his load through the bright morning light, and he brought back the toys and the food for the feast.
Christmas is about our family and spending time together.
Then everyone in Whoville, including the Grinch, sang a merry old tune.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. The tidings we bring